It's special because this is where it all started.
At Brunswick High,
Kind of wonder what was the enrollment at this time, too.
learning isn't just relegated to the classroom or computer.
Can't imagine some of the obstacles as well as challenges that they may have faced.
Dr. Ron Thornhill, principal of the school,
This is the class of 64 yearbook.
believes one keepsake
I'm gonna see if I can find Jones.
enlightens as much as any textbook.
I tell you, Greg, it's very special for me to hold it. It's like you're holding history in your hands.
It's a lesson in black and white.
The interesting thing that I found as I looked through this yearbook is that they did not do this to make history or to make a name for themselves, but they were doing it to make a difference.
59 years ago this month, Brunswick County was ground zero in the civil rights movement across Southside Virginia.
This is not only historical, but it set a tone for not only this area, but I think for many rural areas.
In 1964, Brunswick High was finally desegregated a full decade after Brown versus Board of Education, which declared state laws legalizing racial segregation in public schools were unconstitutional.
I'm Florence Stith Jackson, class of 1966, Brunswick High School, Lawrenceville, Virginia.
Florence Stith Jackson is one of the first students who steps forward to attend the all-white Brunswick High School.
I was nervous. I was also excited. I wanted to go.
The teen who grows up farming yearns for a better future.
I didn't know what to expect. We couldn't ride the buses with the white children on the first year.
Florence and a handful of other African American students who break the color barrier at the school are labeled the Brunswick 15.
Usually you were the only black kid in the class.
They face name-calling and the cold shoulder from many students, including one teen who Florence considered a friend.
But then when I got to the high school, he didn't know me. And it hurt. It hurt tremendously because he wouldn't speak to me, he wouldn't recognize me, and I didn't understand.
My name is Marvin Jones Sr., class of 1966, Brunswick High School.
Before enrolling at Brunswick, Marvin Jones Sr. attends class at inferior schools.
We did not have any indoor plumbing. We did not have any central heat. We did not have a cafeteria. We did not have a library.
But improved resources are eclipsed by a wave of hate that greets Marvin from the very beginning.
So I was called that N-word from the day that I began to attend Brunswick in 1964 until graduation night. I was verbally abused every day that I attended Brunswick High School.
The teen, who stands 6'2" and tips the scales at 225 pounds, spends his junior and senior years alone, on the outside and in.
It was very lonely at Brunswick High School. It was the loneliest 2 years I've ever spent in my life. I cried inside many days at Brunswick High School.
While some of the 15 consider dropping out, Florence Stith Jackson endures the pain. Her education is paramount.
Oh, I got my rhythm right away. I knew why I was there, and whether anybody wanted me there or not didn't really matter that much to me.
Florence considers her 2 years at Brunswick a stepping stone and an opportunity to lead by example.
I wanted to get the school integrated for the people that were going to follow behind me. My nieces, my nephews, my neighbors, my friends.
I never had a pleasant day at Brunswick High School.
Marvin Jones Sr. does not mince words.
When I left Brunswick High School, I was a broken man.
But 37 years after graduation, Marvin takes a step towards healing.
I'm Paul Fleshhood, class of 66, Brunswick High School.
In 2003, Marvin writes stories detailing his nightmarish experience and sends them to former classmates.
This is a letter that Marvin wrote me.
Paul Fleshhood was on the receiving end of one of Marvin's missives.
I felt guilty, and it just wasn't right.
All these years later, Paul is making amends.
My daddy used to say, never kick a man when he's down. He He never said what color the man should be. You just don't do that.
Since writing the letter, Marvin and Paul's friendship has been blossoming.
It's great. It's affected my whole life and my whole outlook on life.
I saw something different about Paul. I thought that he would at least answer my letter, which he did immediately, and he and I went out to lunch, and the rest is history.
This chapter in Virginia history has gone largely unnoticed till now.
It's raining outside, but it will not rain on our parade.
This week, county leaders welcomed the Brunswick 15 back to school.
September the 9th, 1964.
At this homecoming, no name calling, no hatred,
George Walker, India Walker.
just a celebration of bravery and courage, 59 years in the making.
It's amazing. I never thought this day would happen.
This is our story. This is our history.
While earning a diploma,
Thank you, Paul. God bless you. God bless you.
these graduates endured unimaginable hardships.
Barbara Evans, Sandra Goldman.
6 decades later, it is these seniors who are teaching a lesson in perseverance.
At this time, this is our Brunswick 15 memorial moment.
As for Marvin Jones Sr., nothing will erase the memories of those dreadful years.
I never had a pleasant day at Brunswick High School.
But this 75-year-old is turning a page and finally able to write his happy ending.
It gives me pleasure to know that it was not in vain. It gives me great joy that we have not been forgotten. It gives me great joy that my children and my grandkids would be able to say that their daddy was a trailblazer.
For I Have a Story, I'm Greg McQuade,
Thank you for coming.
CBS 6 News.